The Earth is flat, and the attitude indicator that's attached to a gyroscope that maintains its rigidity in space proves it. So the attitude indicator is an instrument that's on airplanes that shows your artificial horizon, shows if the plane is pitched up or down or banked, the sky, the ground. So if the plane is pitched down, you would see it right here. It would look like it was pointing towards the ground. The first law of gyrodynamics is rigidity in space. And that's the principle that a spinning gyroscope maintains a fixed position in its plane of rotation, regardless of external forces or the movement of its base. So if the base of the gyroscope is a plane, you could see how the plane would change its orientation while flying around the sphere. But the plane changes its orientation, but the gyroscope that maintains its rigidity in space doesn't. So it doesn't matter if the Earth is curved or spinning or whatever, the gyroscope would always have the same orientation. So if a plane was flying over a spherical Earth, you would see it change on the attitude indicator and it would look like it was pointing towards the ground. But it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that because planes fly over a flat, stationary plane. Flight dynamics assume the Earth to be flat and stationary with zero curvature. There's also plenty of military documents, government documents from the US Army, from NASA, from the CIA that assume a flat, stationary Earth. And they assume that because it is. So the attitude indicator destroys the globe religion and proves that planes fly over a plane. So, rip globe. I'd like to ask everyone to join me and let's take a moment of silence for the globe. Rest in pieces.
What you're looking at is the flight dynamics summary, and I want to direct your attention down to making assumptions, which is 1.1.2. You'll notice they say the Earth is flat, the Earth is non-rotating, and that there are no rotating masses.
If we hover a helicopter, does the Earth rotate underneath it?
No. No, because the helicopter is in the atmosphere, which is rotating with the Earth.
Rotating, right? So did you know that turning is acceleration? So not only
Yes.
is it just magically rotating with the Earth, but it's also breaking the first law of thermodynamics because
Nope,
it needs
it's
extra
not.
energy.
You're just
No, it
ignorant.
Now, they had to interrupt me here because what I'm saying is absolutely true. Acceleration requires extra energy. So what the globeheads don't realize when they're saying that a hovering helicopter is rotating with the Earth, if turning is acceleration, acceleration requires extra energy in order for that object to keep accelerating. So where does a hovering helicopter gain the energy to keep accelerating? Well, from nowhere. So by them saying a hovering helicopter is turning with the Earth, it is violating the first law of thermodynamics because it needs extra energy to do so.
A hovering
You're right.
helicopter, by the way, the world record is over 50 hours, which rotated with the Earth. Turning is acceleration, therefore the helicopter is accelerating, right?
Wrong.
Yes.
These globeheads don't even agree.
Tony's an actual scientist. Believe his answer. As
Oh,
soon as he
that-
said yes,
okay.
I realized I was wrong when I
The
said
hovering
no.
helicopter is gaining energy how to accelerate?
No, it's
not
not
gaining
gaining
energy.
energy. That's
there.
that's
Just
not
vi-
true.
so it's-
An
violating the
acceleration,
first law.
doesn't correspond to a gain in energy,
Yes it does.
and because an acceleration can simply mean, so acceleration has a direction and velocity has a direction. If you change the direction of motion of something, that's an acceleration, but it doesn't necessarily change its energy.
At this point, I don't know if he's dumb or he's just lying, because absolutely an acceleration is a change in energy, and turning is acceleration, which would require extra energy.
I just posted a video a little bit ago of SpaceX coming back to Earth and landing in the Indian Ocean, and well, TikTok said to me that they are going to put restrictions on it because it has a blood, gore, and violence in it. There's none of that. The whole reason why I posted it was because I thought it was funny that, first of all, we never see any satellites, right? Whenever these rockets go up and into our space, right, or back down into Earth, you never see any other satellites going by. You never see any jets going by, no airplanes going by. There's no boats. There's no cruise ships. There's no like Navy ships. There's nothing, right? Just puffy little random clouds, right? And then blue water. And then I found out today that NASA and SpaceX edit their live streams during their live streams, which is manipulating the public that's watching it. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, why are they, and then they say it in the thing too, that they do it all of the time. Why are they allowing these things to just land in the ocean and like pollute the ocean, right? Why not go back to your launch pad? Oh, I'm sure they'll have some sort of excuse for why it's okay, but it's not okay. There's wildlife in there. That's not good for the ocean. Unless it's just not real. You know, if they can make whales come up and out of a school auditorium or a school cafeteria, or they can make things come out of buildings in Times Square, they can make you guys believe anything, can't they?
TikTok, this is a joke. SpaceX just wants to make us laugh. It is satire only. Stay tuned for our next launch. This one's called the Mark of the Beast 2000. This is satire for entertainment purposes only.
Don't tell me this is one of Elon's rockets. This looks like freaking cardboard, y'all. Like, really? This is flying through space, flying through the atmosphere? Yeah, we get it. It's sheet metal, but I mean, come on, you guys. That would not provide any support. There'd be no reason for that crap on there. It reminds me how the Apollo 11 was made out of aluminum foil, basically, and aluminum melts at like, what, 1200? And it got up to 5000 at the re-entry to Earth. And remember last year, they were saying that these things that we kept seeing in the sky were SpaceX, right? If that was really cardboard or sheet metal, that stuff would have blown right off or melted off. Mars, here we come.
Yes, the real outer space is the ocean. Oh, 100%. This brings up a really good point because most people don't know that NASA's first mission wasn't space exploration, but rather the ocean. And much of what we see in their recordings is actually them in a warehouse or views of an underground pool. But we don't have time to get in all that because we're here about something else. We're here to talk about just how absolutely janky NASA really is. And I'm 100% positive you've never heard of this story. Not in any history class, ever, nowhere. So take a seat. Let's begin. So as we know, NASA was created in 1958 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower only, and I repeat, only in response to the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 in 1957. For a first artificial satellite. I think they're all still artificial because they were sent up by balloons, but we don't have time to get into that either. But that's not the juicy part because most people know that. What you probably don't know is that they did it in an attempt to bankrupt them, sabotage any further mission, and potentially end their economy. And some of your friends are like this. They say, okay, you want to keep up with me? And they'll drag you all over in town, encouraging you to spend your money. Like, well, you're like, okay, I can hang. And oh yeah, you can hang for a little while, but soon Anyway, but back to the story. So not only did they take our boomers' tax dollars for an I'm gonna beat you first space race. I mean, starting a whole governmental agency on a one-up is wild. Can you imagine? And if that wasn't enough, then they tried to bankrupt them. But I don't know what happened because I was a little too young. But they even had one last dirty move. And if you made it this far in the video, congratulations, because this is actually where I will spill the honey tea. You ready? Well, word has it that Russia was actually trying to break the math to punch through the firmament. But America got the math first, supposedly. But the math said, the real math said, it's impossible. So then Mr. Werner von Braun, the godfather of NASA, went to his best Mason bud Disney and said, the Russians are hot on our tail. You want to be an international hero? Just like that, Dick Tracy style. Disney goes, I'm listening. I have an idea. You want to make a movie?
People just following control all stems from this. To break through that cognitive dissonance, you don't fall for all of the nonsense coming from this control system. This is where you live, a flat stationary construct, the firmament and the stars and the firmament and the moon, as so saith the Bible. Instead, they would like to think that we were part of this big bang. We came from nothing in a big bang, and all of a sudden, all of these asteroids and big rocks started forming this out of nothing. It blows the mind to think that people actually think that. I struggled with this in my head. How can people be so blind to what's going on? It is the strangest thing to witness. Twist themselves into pretzels to make something make sense. Heliocentric model. This is what they want you to believe, because gravity doesn't give you the sensation of being like this. They say all of that disappears because of this magical thing called gravity. So we don't feel the sensation of being sideways, or I'll show you as being upside down, because gravity makes you feel like this everywhere. It doesn't make any sense. Gravity is their magic potion. Answers all of their questions, and they don't have to prove gravity is real because it's still a theory. How about the reason why the balloon just floats away is because it's lighter than this guy. That's the reason why things float and things fall, is because of density, and why things float in water is called buoyancy. It has nothing to do with magical gravity. They inculcate everybody. Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. You know what NASA means in Hebrew? It means to deceive. This is where you live. It's as simple as that. This right here, complication out the wazoo. Atmospheric flow, gravity goes away when you break free of the system. Understand that we're stationary. Water finds its level. It's as simple as that.
The next time you see a rainbow, stop and take a really close look. Because this rainbow is trying to tell you something. Something that I've been trying to tell you for a really long time. The rainbow is taking a certain shape. It's making an arc over the sky. An arched dome. Now, of course, if you're looking up at the sun, you see a halo around the sun. Because you're looking up at the firmament. But if you're looking sideways at the firmament, you're going to see an arched dome. So am I just making this up? Well, of course I am, because the Earth is a globe. However, halos around the sun should really make you question everything you've ever been taught in school. All you have to do is just go to the Arctics and check it out for yourself. What is this sun possibly reflecting off of? If you watched my previous video, I showed you sky ice. And supposedly sky ice is pieces of the firmament. But of course, I was completely making all of this up. Please don't ban my videos. This was for entertainment purposes only.
I went and did some more observations today over the ocean and pulled boats back into view. I put this video together just to show how much cognitive dissonance globeheads have. This is a few clips from the debate I had on Monday Debate with my friend Nathan Thompson.
Can you see the boat? They stop running away.
No, but that's just resolution.
Does the boat disappear when you look at it, when it goes away from you? Is it going over the curvature of the Earth?
Yes.
Yes. Zoom in.
Do you see the boat now?
Oh, where's the bottom of that boat?
In the water.
It's in the water. It's in the water.
They put boats in the water, Einstein.
Do you see how that buoy is lower than the boat in the distance?
Yeah, the buoy's in the foreground. It's not over the horizon. Good job.
Great. So as we look further into the horizon on the globe, it doesn't dip down and away. It keeps rising up. Funny that.
That's not true. That's just a...
That's not true?
That's what? Are you
just
kidding?
Showed, bro.
Are you joking?
These people just gnaw everything. Look, you can see the wake of the boat splashing as it goes through the water, dude.
Okay, so that boat looks to me like it's right at the horizon. So maybe none of it is obscured.
Oh, okay.
Okay, none of it's obscured, yeah.
So wait till okay. And all the way.
What was this
You
meant
know
to
how to
like?
zoom out a lens.
Can you see the boat? They stop running away.
No, but that's just resolution.
You're a stupid dumbass.
Yeah, that's the whole point, numpty. Boats get too far away to see. They don't go over a curve. PhD. Go get a refund.
It came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.